we have a lot going on as a powerhouse storm has moved into the Canada area. Secondary area of surface low has developed over in Oklahoma and Kansas, and we have several tornado warnings which are now in effect. This covers portions of Iowa. We have some tornado warnings over there. That's especially true for Kossuth County, Kossuth County, valid until 6:15 p.m. That was issued just 7 minutes ago, and it's hard to find using the Storm Shield app. It's, I don't see any. We have other things too. The severe thunderstorm warning, it doesn't show any particular cities, what cities are in that county area. We also have a tornado warning, which is in the Iowa, extreme southwest Iowa. If you look at the actual map over here, you'll see that it doesn't actually extend into Nebraska, but some do include extreme southeast Nebraska. This is for Fremont County. It was issued just 5 minutes, 5:26 p.m. the Central Daylight Time. It's in effect until 5:45 p.m. It's very serious stuff. And then we go into the next tornado warning is we have 2 tornado warnings which are in effect for portions of Kansas. Manhattan, that's a city that's included in that, and that's until 6 o'clock p.m. That was just issued. It's Pottawatomie County. That's what that is. And then we have another one, which is making a podcast. Then we have another one, which is in Geary County, which is going until 6 o'clock p.m. as well. So these cover cities such as Alma, Kansas, Wabanoosie, Kansas, Zendel, Kansas, and we have a large tornado watch in effect for a large portion of the area. A squall line is expected to develop later on this evening, and if you look at the Storm Shield app is very good at showing the hyper-local area, but the Emergency Red Cross app is actually totally phenomenal regarding the siren that it produces. Of course, nothing could be better than the NOAA Alert Weather Radio, but there are certain advantages to the Emergency Red Cross app, so that's something that's very important to have if you live especially in a tornado area, and also to follow tornado safety. Some of that safety includes going to the lowest floor away from windows, and if you don't have a basement, I heard many people in Oklahoma don't have a basement, so you have to look up. You have to stay away from windows. The previous episode today had a whole section on how to stay safe as a storm chaser and how to stay safe also as a non-storm chaser as well. It was AI generated, and perhaps people don't take it as serious because it was AI generated. Another thing that was AI generated is the fact that we're having a whole severe weather outbreak altogether. So I wanted to say it in a human voice because maybe it will be taken more serious. We have a severe weather outbreak, which is currently ongoing right now. It's actually happening. It's no longer something in the forecast. This is something that I know we've been speaking about on this podcast for days already, and I was speaking about it more based upon the climatology because the forecasts were not really calling for such a significant event, but I think even the forecasters knew that as we get closer to the day, the computer models and with all the scientific methods that are used to come up with the enhanced risk, I think everyone knew that it was going to increase. In the same way, this Saturday, the Shabbos risk for that similar area will also likely increase. It's already at an enhanced risk for this Shabbos for those areas, something quite intense. So we have thunderstorms, in the Storm Shield app, it shows that it doesn't quite hit Chicago by midnight, and then it only takes us until midnight. So those storms move in, it reaches extreme West Chicago sometime after midnight, probably will reach the West Rogers Park area later than that. We had yesterday it hitting the area perhaps after 3 a.m. or so, but we can double check that as we have the higher resolution models available. The National Weather Service loves using the term midnight. But I also wanted to review some of the things. There's been a number of AI episodes that I put on here, which I think are totally phenomenal, but I know a lot of people have told me that they just can't stand listening to AI. So in that case, we're just going to do a little review, just a quick review of some of the things that we spoke about this week. Very interesting stuff. We're going to go back to we really covered a lot of interesting topics. Let's go back to the 1936 heat wave. That was a topic that was discovered. Just a quick summary is that episode was a summer. You know what? I think I might have found a piece of information that wasn't accurate. It was either the 1936 or the 1901, and therefore I never put it on. I don't think I put either of them on. If you want to hear something more about 1936, you have to go back to April 2022, where I made something on 1936. If it's been put on, if you have a subscription, then for sure you'll be able to get it. I think you can get it even if not. But let me just read this anyways. The summer of 1936 saw the most severe and relentless heat wave in U.S. history. This period, I know we have others. We have June 2021, and they're even. The summer of, this period occurred during the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, exacerbating conditions. St. Louis, Missouri experienced extreme heat with overnight lows in the low to mid 80s and dew points in the mid to upper 70s. I do not think that's true. I do not think St. Louis had dew points in the mid to upper 70s. I think that because of the drought, I think it may have been a little bit humid, but the dew points were likely something similar to perhaps what they were in 1988 and in 2012, probably the lower or mid 60s, resulting in a heat index near 100. Daytime highs reached 108 degrees. That's something that happened with feel-like temperatures. The heat index was significantly higher. The lack of air conditioning and frontal systems intensified the crisis. St. Louis endured 37 consecutive days above 100 degrees. That's the summary of what it was said. But I think the real record is 18. I know you can find websites that say 37 consecutive days above 100 degrees. But I think that needs to be looked into, because in 1988, I heard a meteorologist on the weather radio get on and start talking about weather statistics for St. Louis. And back then, the record was 18 consecutive days. So perhaps there was weather stations taken at different parts of the city. Regional temperatures were record-breaking, including 121 degrees Fahrenheit in Steele, North Dakota, and 115 degrees in Clinton, Missouri. And by the way, East St. Louis hit 118 degrees. No, that was 1954. This heat wave followed one of the coldest Februaries on record, with North Dakota seeing 181-degree temperature swing from winter to summer. So the key topics that were really discussed, we basically covered it, and I don't think I put it on. We discussed some of the 1936 heat wave followed one. We did all that. Okay, so we go on to the next one, and I see how. Try to get a summary for we covered a Baltimore snowstorm in 2000. We covered St. Louis January 18th, 1996, a tremendous event. The blizzard of 1982 in St. Louis. We spoke about the Caspian Sea. You could also find more information about the Caspian Sea if you go back to 2023 and 2024, and you look in some of the June or July episodes. Schuster, Iran, we covered that. AccuWeather regularly over the summer's forecast size of 136, low to mid 130s, and the official observation station will go down into the low 120s or upper 110s. We've covered that without AI in the summers of either 2023 or 2024. AI has a little bit of there is something spectacular that it brought to light, is that it used to be for many years the highest dew point ever was 95 degrees. Well, apparently we broke that somewhere along the Persian Gulf, where the dew point hit 97 degrees, a temperature of 102, just with a heat index of 180 to 182 degrees Fahrenheit. Something very, very intense. You can look that up. And we covered a lot of interesting stuff, going back to the cloud seeding of United Arab Emirates. We covered what's going on with the uprooting of all of these records from the hottest temperature in the world. When I was a kid, the hottest temperature in the world was 136 degrees. Now it's 134 degrees. How did that record get uprooted? That's something that was covered in one of these AI episodes. And we've been doing regular Chicago episodes. The forecasts on here are things that I've never heard anywhere else. I have it done by AI right now because it's the most efficient way of doing it. It's the only way I can get a forecast out. and with such explanation. Some people just want to hear what it's going to be, and that's it. And that's wonderful, especially if you live in cities which are not Chicago and not West Rogers Park. But if you live in West Rogers Park, I would encourage people to know the explanation behind the forecast, because you have to know what are the chances of this being a forecast bust, because we're so close to the lake and there's so many variables that temperatures could be significantly off. But if you know what's going on behind the weather, that will help give you an idea of what the possibilities are. What are the possibilities? Is when we say a high, for example, when we say a high near 80 today, the high near 80, is that coming with strong southwest winds, or is it light south winds? Because if it's light south winds, there could easily develop a lake breeze later in the day. So these are things that people need to know, and it's, I do look over this stuff despite the fact it's AI. We discovered the Moscow, did I put it on yet? I don't know if I put it on yet. These things come out 3 p.m. every day. And then right now we have a severe weather event going on across the plains. The severe weather safety is spoken about ba'arichos, and extensive at length in the Triple Point podcast. Triple Point. It was the episode done earlier today. It was put on earlier today. We have a lot of intense stuff. It was made for storm chasers and made for regular people alike. And it's discussing a lot of stuff that you could also learn if you watch the movie Supercell. So, and then we have, as we spoke about now, another severe weather event taking place this Shabbos for places out in the plains. The thunderstorms likely will be in a weakening phase as they approach Chicago, but the National Weather Service tells us that doesn't necessarily mean that we're totally off the hook for any severe weather. So it's always kedai, it's always worth it to have a NOAA Weather Alert radio or the Emergency Red Cross app. You see, that will mamish wake you up in the middle of the other apps. I don't think they're going to wake you up. That one is loud. It yells tornado siren. That's a very good one for tornadoes. But the best is the weather radio. Okay, I wish everybody a wonderful day. It's beautiful out here. It's summer weather out here. And also we have an intense storm developing again for the beginning of next week. That one could be producing a winter storm on the backside, and that's something that if you live in the upper Midwest, you might want to pay attention to. We know that sunset tonight, Shkia, is 7:43 p.m. Today is the 21st day of the Omer, which means tonight is going to be one day past that. And we have some shitas which are telling us that at 8:09 p.m., you could already count Sfira with a bracha, even if you're davening without a minyan. I know Rabbi Greenblatt in St. Louis holds it's around 20 minutes. Regarding counting Sfira with a bracha, he holds it's only 20 minutes after Shkia. I've seen opinions that have said 24. Perhaps he holds 24. I thought I heard him say 20. That was many years ago. So it's a little bit different. We're a little bit more lenient, it seems like, in regards to Sfira than it is regarding Shabbos. Sunset tonight in New York, 7:44 p.m. Thank you for listening. I wish everybody a wonderful evening. And for people who want educational, interesting ways to entertain yourself even, some of these podcasts are just totally great if you can handle an AI voice. And if not, you can let me know and I could redo them in different voices, and even an interview. If we could find people who are experts on these topics, it would be wonderful to interview them, meaning to interview an actual storm chaser. That would be ideal. Ideal would be to interview an actual storm chaser, but I think the movie Supercell gives you a pretty clear idea of what's going on.